On Worcester News tonight, a look at weather conditions across central Massachusetts and how some braved another winter storm. Plus, we sit down with Harriet Chandler after Senate Democrats agree Wednesday to make her permanent president of the Senate for the remainder of the year. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. The Worcester Department of Public Works asking everyone to stay off the roads tonight as they continue the cleanup. The department calling today's storm complicated as it came with changing precipitation and temperatures throughout the day. While DPW crews have been out plowing main roads, hills, and side streets all day, they say they still have several hours of cleanup and recovery ahead, especially with the changeover from snow to freezing rain. There are a lot of slick surfaces out there tonight in Worcester. Those DPW crews we mentioned have changed from a plowing to salting and sanding operation. And it's where we find our Cam Jandro, who has a look at how the city's dealing with the wintry mix.
Yeah, and I'm here on Shrewsbury Street in Worcester, and as you can see, the snow stopped falling. It stopped about a few hours ago, and it switched over to rain, and things are only expected to get worse because tonight, overnight, temperatures are expected to go below freezing, and the streets are going to become very slick and dangerous. Now, Worcester Public Schools did not have class today, but not everybody had the opportunity to stay home. Some people had to go outside and brave the elements. Snow covers central Massachusetts Wednesday, leaving roads slick and dangerous.
This is a front-wheel drive car, so it's been kind of swerving all over the place, but yeah, not very good.
And there's a lot of inexperienced drivers swerving all over the road or going off the road, especially on hills.
Curry Peter Smith took the commuter rail into the city and had to walk from Union Station to Clark University. Smith says Worcester's weather was much worse than where he came from.
You know, it actually wasn't so bad in Boston. It's when I got off the train in Worcester that it's really snowing. So it was a pretty easy commute, but I don't know how the ride home will be.
The city of Worcester had nearly 400 pieces of equipment on the roads. Temperatures are also expected to drop below freezing, making it a difficult night for plow drivers.
There's not too much you can do with it. You can't plow it. You just got to treat it. Sand, salt, calcium. That's about all you can do.
And while some were concerned about conditions, not everyone was upset to see the snow return on Wednesday.
Well, I like the snow. You know, there's less people on the street. You know what I mean? So I ain't worried about it. I love it. It's beautiful. You know.
Now the rain is expected to stop in the early hours of Thursday morning. Some of the main roads here in Worcester are in much better shape than they were earlier today, but some of the side roads remain very dangerous and very slick. So it's important that drivers that have to go out take their time. Reporting in Worcester, I'm Cam Jandro. Back to you in the studio.
Senate Democrats agree Wednesday to make Senator Harriet Chandler permanent president of the Senate for the remainder of the year. Our Gretchen LaRosa sat down with Chandler and has her reaction on the decision.
Acting Senate President Harriet Chandler is about to get another title change. Senators are expected to remove the word acting and make the Worcester lawmaker the Senate president through the remainder of the year. Chandler took over in December and received unanimous support to keep the position on Wednesday. She says she hopes the decision will provide continuity and stability for the Senate.
We have 5 months left. We are hoping to be able to get our budget done. I mean, we have to get our budget done. We have to get, we have lots of legislation that has to get through. I'm not acting in a temporary fashion. I really have the full support of the body.
Chandler assumes the role while an investigation of former Senate President Stan Rosenberg is ongoing. The Senate President describes her new role as a matter of consistency. She and her colleagues want to keep working on legislation without distractions.
Our business is not until the investigation ends. Our business continues until the last day of July. And we have to get it done. We have to get everything done that needs to be done, including that budget.
Although she is excited about her position, Chandler says she will not seek re-election for the Senate President seat in 2019.
It's not the office that I'm excited about. It's the opportunity to really make a difference. That's always been something that motivates me.
Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.
The founder of a well-known Worcester market has passed away. The family of Ed Hyder made the announcement Wednesday. Hyder opened Ed Hyder's Mediterranean Marketplace in 1975. It's best known for its variety of international imported foods and fine wines. Hyder's daughter Miriam describes him as a wonderful father and a generous person who built his business and had a bond with the customers. Switching gears now, in Auburn, police are investigating after a high school student threatened to shoot up the school. Police say the 14-year-old male was arrested for making a terroristic threat to committing a shooting. No gun was found by police. The student posted the threat to social media. Students who saw the post notified administrators right away. He was arrested Tuesday night. Public comment today in Worcester on the state's proposed marijuana regulations. The Cannabis Control Commission is holding a series of hearings, and as they finalize regulations, the city already has some in place. Our Chandler Walsh has the story.
Massachusetts is refining its recreational marijuana regulations. The Cannabis Control Commission held a public hearing for its 107-page draft in Worcester.
It would implement every single aspect from security measures in cultivation types and tiers and licensing and edibles and labeling and packaging and advertising.
The hearing gave people in the area a chance to give their input on the regulations. The city of Worcester is doing what it can to be a part of discussions.
The city has participated in the commission's hearings and testified on behalf of the city of Worcester, trying to make sure that our best interests are met.
Recreational marijuana businesses can open their doors in July. While the state is finalizing their regulations, Worcester is working on some of their own.
We've already passed ordinances that will limit the number of marijuana dispensaries and establishments in the city of Worcester. We've also voted that there will be a 3% tax.
City Councilor Christian King says the city will limit the number of dispensaries to 20% of local alcohol establishments. The 3% local tax is the highest possible at the city level. King says City Council is also requesting dispensaries agree to have community benefits to improve the city.
Those can enhance the city, give opportunities for different initiatives, be it a youth initiative or something with the parks or things of that nature, or the arts.
For now, the state's Cannabis Control Commission will continue public hearings in the next week.
It's going to be a big undertaking, but I think Massachusetts will be on tap and be ready for it.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A number of student athletes at the College of the Holy Cross are suspended this weekend. The school says the athletic department was made aware of potential violations involving current student athletes. Those athletes are now placed on interim suspension from team activity pending a full investigation. Holy Cross would not identify the students or what team they play on. In December 2016, the men and women's rowing team were investigated for inappropriate behavior. The school says this suspension is not related to that issue. 15 people are arrested Tuesday after Worcester police raid an apartment full of people. Police say they found full and empty heroin bags inside this apartment on Stevens Road. The search warrant was targeting 37-year-old Hector Figuerea. He is facing several charges, including trafficking in heroin. Jose Barrios is also charged with possession of heroin with the intent to distribute. 13 other people were charged with knowingly being present where heroin is kept.